I went to college and everyone had these experiences, and I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like the football guys,
You're like, if you're like popular,
in Godspell with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
No.
no. Yeah.
Hi, I'm the chilled Capri Sun waiting for you after practice, Phoebe.
And I'm Jacques,
And welcome to Do You Ever Feel Like?
where we ask the questions everyone's thinking and no one's answering. I have so many things to tell you. I have been
Okay,
so disciplined. I deserve an award. I deserve an award. I have not told you so many things, and I'm so excited.
Okay, hit me.
Okay, let's go down the list. First of all, you're gonna. Okay, I'm so excited. Okay, this person asked to stay anonymous, but right now I'm traveling. I'm right now traveling.
I thought I knew what you were gonna say, but now I don't know.
Oh, there's so many things. Like buckle up, everyone.
Okay. Okay. Lock in.
This happens to you all the time, but this has never happened to me before. So it was very exciting. So currently right now I have someone who is pet sitting at my house. And I met this person before I left for my trip, taking care of my dog. And you know how you do like a meet and greet before they meet.
She knew who you were?
Yeah. Yeah. So,
oh my God, that's thrilling.
So we're walking around and I'm kind of like, showing her around like, the neighborhood where I usually walk Ollie. I've been talking to her for like a good 5-10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
And she goes, wait, are you Jacqueline? And I was like, oh God. Oh God, what does this woman have on me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is terrifying. And I was like, yeah, I am Jacqueline. Obviously, I'm Jacqueline. It was a weird moment too, because you know who I am. Like, you're pet sitting my dog, right? I was like,
yeah, that's the thing, right? It's like, wait, are you the name and face on my phone right now?
Exactly.
Oh, that's funny.
And then she was like, oh my God, I follow you on Instagram. Oh my God, I listened to the podcast. I love your podcast.
Oh my God, that's great.
I know. Oh my God, I loved it.
Shout out listeners.
I know.
Shout out listeners.
I was like, thank you so much for listening. That's so amazing. But I just thought it was funny that like it took her a second to realize who I was. You know what I'm saying?
Funny.
Like, and like had to hear me talk in my Kate and then go, oh my God, I've listened to your voice before, right?
Yeah.
I think she was like, I moved to Philly. I follow you on Instagram, and then I saw you did a podcast. I started listening, and this is
if you need good Philly recs, Jacqueline is your gal. Have you done your coffee one yet?
No,
I know. On Jacqueline to do our
coffee
cafe recommendations.
I'm going to,
because you're good for those.
Oh,
I've been planning London, right? And you have to figure out who I'm looking at. I found a good Scottish, like Edinburgh gal who I know gets the coffee situation.
Yes,
and sometimes you're listening, they're like, oh, you can go here and get a coffee. What kind of coffee are we talking about?
No, there's a very specific
let us be real.
Standard.
Well, that's fun.
Isn't that delightful?
Shout out listener.
I know. And this happens to Phoebe all the time, but this has never happened to me.
Well, okay. Here's the thing. It must be weird. It must be weird. Well, okay, no. We live in like a weird world, right? Where it's like, yes, my Instagram. I think I've told this story on the podcast before. What I do when people say, "Oh, hi." It's so embarrassing. I have like the social lubricant of like high grit sandpaper. Like it is. I am the world's most embarrassing woman, and
that was the most specific reference from your brain. Oh my God. Okay, sorry.
It's true. But so I have many thoughts on this. We live in a weird world where like. Yes, I mean, I'm not fucking Beyonce. I'm not stupid. I'm not like an A-lister. But I have like a public profile where you can go and I post things online. And I've been doing that for a long time.
Yeah.
I started a blog when I was like 20. You know,
yeah.
like we've been out here doing this thing for a long time. Even before, you know, we were talking about rehearsals. Was it last step or not rehearsals? Audition.
My best friend Carly and I were taking photos in a field when I was in middle school and putting it on Facebook. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I've been recording my life and sharing it with the world since I was a child.
For a while. So I know it's weird. But then, like, I think we haven't really culturally figured out how to, like, say that to each other. So we kind of like, oh, are you? But it's like, girl, like, come on. But, and also, I think so. I walked into a shop a bit ago and they're like, I was like, oh, you know, hi, how, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I was being pleasant. I was on my best behavior out in the world. And then the, like, shop owner goes, oh, you're Phoebe. Like, I follow you on Instagram. And I really don't mean to sound like the rudest woman ever. It just, I mean it sincerely, too. I said, well, that's what it's there for.
Well, I mean, your brain is just very, like, logical,
true.
Right?
I'm like,
that's
yes,
all it is.
You follow me on Instagram. I provide certain information there. Like, that's literally what it's there for. And I was telling Simon about it because her face, like, turned into something. And I came home, I told Simon, he's like, when people say that, they want you to say thank you.
You're like, oh.
Oh, okay, cool.
We're not
But then also, I'm like, hi, I'm Phoebe. I'm autistic. So when I say fucking weird shit, like, hello. Anyway,
I know.
That's funny.
I know. No.
Is this unrelatable, rude hour? Like, have we ascended? Is this not? You know, like when comedians stop being funny because they don't have like Jerry Seinfeld's, like when he's like, what's the deal with having 8 sports cars? Yeah. And everyone's like, whatever, man. Anyway, congratulations.
Anyways, that happened. Okay, moving down the list. Okay, the Tonys.
Yes, I was literally just watching some Tonys recaps.
The Tonys happened.
Before we started.
Theater is back. Theater is back.
Theater, because you know why? Because the world is bad.
Horrible.
It's so bad. Exactly. Which direction would you like to look in? There's fire everywhere. Yeah, literally. Also literally
fire everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Theater is back in a big way. I also just like, I loved watching it. I for a while did not watch the Tony Awards because I was like, boring. This is boring to me. I don't know what, but it's boring. But there was like so much to love about this year.
I can't believe, I know I say this to you all the time, I cannot believe we got to see Cole in Oh Mary. Like, I can't believe we got to see that, and I can't believe we got to see Cole do it. Like, it just feels like so special.
Yeah. I was like, this has to happen. I was like, I was determined. I was like, this is really expensive. I don't give a fuck. I'm doing it. Because, like, you're just once in a lifetime things. Like,
genuinely. Yeah. Genuinely. That's how I felt being there. It was just, I mean, also, what was that? Oh, Mary, 90 minutes? Perfect.
Look.
What else do you need?
I don't want to be anywhere, a movie, a play, or whatever, longer than 90 minutes. What are we doing?
At 75, I'm like, I'm getting a bit peckish.
Exactly.
90, we're wrapping it up.
Wrap it up.
Perfect.
It was so good. I loved that Cole won, obviously. I feel like that was like a duh that was going to happen. Oh, I have heard of Audra McDonald's Gypsy. Like, everyone was like, you have to go see Gypsy. You have to go see Audra McDonald and Gypsy. It's so good. But she did a performance. Oh, no, yeah.
Tiny Desk, yeah.
She did, she did a performance at the Tonys. She did.
Oh, great.
Like the number. Everything's Coming Up Roses. I was floored, Phoebe. If you can go back and watch this, you should. Okay, or we should go see Gypsy. Because it's
there's
insane.
So much I want to see right now. Well, and I've heard amazing things about Orville's Cabaret, which is a bit of a mark because I really wanted to see Amy. What's her name? Amy Lou Wood? Amy?
Yeah.
Something Wood? Lou?
Amy. Yeah, Lou Wood.
Yeah, she was playing Sally in London like 2 years ago, and I really wanted to see that. Yeah, theater's back, except for when they close the shows after 6 weeks. But other than that, it's back.
Well, it's so interesting. Yeah, exactly. Like, what has not been like lasting? like, I just find that kind of fascinating because I also saw an article that was like 2024, 2025 was like the largest grossing theater season in the history of Broadway.
What?
Yeah. Like last year, more people saw Broadway than like ever before.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, interesting.
So
but
why
then
do
we're
the
like
theaters still have
canceling.
empty?
I know. But
Yeah.
we're like canceling Idina Menzel's like musical. Like, I don't understand.
I just
You know
think
what I
people are scared. I mean, this is just my guess. I think people are scared of like the risk of these things.
Yeah. Of the investment.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And the thing that I love about
Of like, you know,
Yeah.
a 3/4 full theater.
Exactly. The thing I love about the Tonys too when I watch it, because it's like there's just no like theater kids we're just a gaggle of fucking weirdos. You know what I mean? We're just
and
like
once you're a theater kid, I've been thinking about this a lot. You're a theater kid forever.
forever.
Like
Forever.
I can see you in the wild. Like
Yes,
we have a
yes.
call, we have a shriek where we find each other. I mean, I said that at last retreat, right? Where I was like, we had accidentally gathered a bunch of theater kids in the woods and we were singing karaoke on the last night. I'm like, oh, I think we like almost exclusively work with the theater kids because we bring in that kind of chaotic energy.
Exactly.
Annoying
Annoying. Annoying and like oh my God, what's the word? I don't have a brain today. Like self-profess, whatever. We're into ourselves. And
Yeah.
and that's like the thing about the Tonys is I was like, there's like no, it's the one award show where there's like, obviously there's a little bit of competition that's supportive awards, but there's not the same type of industry competition where like if you win an Oscar, then that means the next film that you're going to be in is probably going to get more money. Like everyone is rooting for the same thing in the room, right?
Well, and I
at
think
the
everyone's
Tonys.
fighting so fucking hard to it's not even, you know, it's a hard industry to not even get into, like before that, whatever that is before that, and then get into and then stay in it. And then, you know, like if you're an Audra McDonald or even Cole or you're, I'm trying to think of like, you know, a Frances McDormand, like all of these big theater names, it's hard to stay in theater because that's not where the money is. You know, like if you're a working theater actor, isn't Carrie Coon was a theater gal for I think
still.
the entire cast of Gilded Ages. Anyway, I just mean like, you know, it's an industry that's like you have to be a fucking nerd to want to do this thing, you know.
And as you're watching the show, you're like, oh my God, these people are crazy and nerdy and weird and wild, and I just loved it, and it just made me feel so good to be a part of this like community of weirdos that are like, you know what we should do? We should create a musical about an MI5 group in World War II and call it something Mincemeat. I haven't seen it, but apparently it's really good.
Amazing. I've heard like amazing things.
And do like wild productions about this MI5. Like we're weird. Like we're so weird. And it's so great. Anyways,
there's this comedian I really like right now. His name's Gianmarco Scorsese. I can't remember his last name, but he does this bit as part of his show. It's got a funny name, but he'll do. It's like it might be like Theater Kid Karaoke, or it's like I can't remember what it is, or like Theater Kid Rejects or something like that. But anyway, he brings people up on stage to do live, like in the middle of his act, to do. Oh my God, I feel so annoying. I can't remember the name.
Our brains.
You know what?
Lately.
I want to Google it. Gianmarco Scorsese. Theater Adult, that was his show, and then he does this bit in his so he had Joel Kim Booster on, and so he was like interviewing like, you know, ex-theater kids or whatever, but then he has this bit in his show where he was getting people to come up on and sing, and so he was like, who was in Little Shop of Horrors, who played Audrey, like come up on stage and like we're gonna sing Suddenly Seymour, like shit like that. It's really fun. It's like, that's amazing. Interesting way to do crowd work. Anyway,
that's so amazing. I would love to be in that crowd. Yes, so that happened. I watched the Tonys. And then, check. And then I traveled and I got on a plane. Phoebe, the situation.
Was the text that you sent me last night?
Yes. Everyone lock in for some gossip. Okay. I get on this plane.
You know what? The people should learn our faces and names so that they can watch out for us.
Exactly. Because if you're acting a fool, it's going on the pod. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. I'm a storyteller. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So
it's all material.
It's all material. So
Yeah.
I'm on an aisle. Okay. So I'm in the plane. I'm on an aisle. Then we've got a middle gal, someone next to me, a woman, and then a man on the window. So I sit down. This woman is like, you know when someone's in the drama in a text and they're just like, like you can tell that something's happening.
Text messages, if you go over 150 characters, it should just delete itself.
It's like,
no.
Regulate your nervous system.
The second I see somebody sending or receiving one of those, I'm like, you're wrong. Whatever you have to say is incorrect. No.
So that's funny. So she's texting. And like, okay, and we're like, she was texting for a while. I was like, there's some drama happening, right? So then we're like about to take off. And
were you like peeking? Were you like,
no, I wasn't. I was trying to be respectful. I was trying to be a nice gal. You know what I mean? So also I was like, what Quinn am I listening to? So I'm going through you know, I don't want people spying on my shit. So I'm not going to be doing it for them. Until I heard this. We're like about to take off. And, you know, like the plane is like going and like, and all of a sudden she realizes the Wi-Fi is not working. So she can't connect her phone.
Yeah, because you're supposed to turn your fucking... Oh, my God.
I know. That's a whole thing.
Man who was watching YouTube literally the entire time.
Oh, no.
And I was like, you are a demon from hell. Hell.
Okay.
Anyways,
so the Wi-Fi's not working. So then she stops texting and gets like, you can like she's like physically getting upset. And she turns to the man next to her and she says, Hannah saw the photos. Oh my God, Hannah saw the photos. And I'm like, what?
Who's Hannah and what photo? You should have just... Nurse?
And she's like all upset because she can't, I guess, keep talking to Hannah about the photos because she can't. So like the last information this woman has is that Hannah saw the photos before we're in the air. Okay. So then I think his name is Tim. I don't know what the woman who's I'm sitting next to's name is, but I think his name is Tim on the window. And so they start talking about Hannah finding the photos, and they're like, "Where? How did she find them?" And and like, and, you know, it turns into this thing. I have my headphones on. I'm like kind of I'm like kind of listening. I'm kind of not. Like I'm a little bit like in and out.
Yeah.
But this argument like progresses. Right? We go Hannah finding the photo. I'm assuming Hannah throughout this. First, I'm assuming Hannah's just like another woman, and then I'm realizing as I learn more that Hannah's probably a child that found the photos. Okay, so they're fighting, and all of a sudden, Tim, let's call him Tim. I think that was his name. On the window is like starting to get like really mad at woman next to me, like fighting.
Okay,
like,
what is
angry.
With men getting angry in public at their wives? You're wrong all the time. Why are you doing that?
Why are you doing it? It's so inappropriate. So inappropriate. And they're starting to
Do you not see yourself?
No.
Do you not see?
No. They're starting
I don't even care what's going on. Don't fucking do that.
I don't care if that woman did the worst thing in the fucking world. I don't give a shit. Shut up.
You don't get to be a man being angry in public.
No.
In a confined space.
In a confined space and make everyone around you feel super unsafe, right? So
yes,
he starts getting they start getting really mad at each other, and he starts saying really nasty things, and they're like arguing, and they're like kind of whisper fighting, like they're trying to not make it a thing, and it's like no, everyone can fucking hear you. Everyone is involved now. Everyone wants to know who Hannah is.
The flight attendants are in the galley list.
Yeah. Exactly. Everyone wants to know what's going on.
You must have so much shit for a flight. If you're a flight attendant, write in, please. I'd love to have you on the pod.
Oh my God.
Tell me.
Yes.
Tell me.
What's the drama happening in the sky? He said some crazy things. Like at one point, I wanted to be like, do you want to change seats with me to this woman?
Yeah.
She was crying. She was getting upset. He keeps yelling. He keeps like yelling at her. Like it was bad. And Phoebe, when I tell you, I heard everything. I heard about that one time that this thing happened, and I heard about the money issue, and I heard about the cheating, and I heard about this, and I heard about that, and it was all on the plane. It was crazy. Like, I've been involved in some crazy things, and I've rescued many a woman from a crazy man, but this was crazy. This was crazy. The flight attendant comes up.
Yeah.
And they're like, is everything okay? Can I do anything for you? Is everything okay here? Can I get you guys anything? Like, do you like, you know, this is not like, at first. Then, that was a woman. Mm-hmm. Then the gay flight attendant. Yeah. Gay man. Yeah. Comes up.
The military shows up.
The military. Exactly. Comes up.
They send in the troops.
Exactly. And he comes up and he was like to the man, right? To the man. Like, sir, I don't care what's going on here, but you have to calm down. Like, people are getting uncomfortable. Like, you need to calm down. I like,
yes,
this is
because
insane.
You're a man in public. You need to stop it.
Would you like it? And, you know, they tried to like, would you like a different row? Do you guys just like need a second? I was like, how fucking embarrassing for this. How embarrassing for everyone involved that these two adults have to be separated on a plane because they won't stop fighting. Like, and she is mortified. I think Hannah saw like something really not okay, and she's worried that she's like traumatized her child. And then her husband is saying that she's a bad mom, basically, and like screaming at her. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Oh my god! We saw a couple fighting recently in front of. Not even saw, heard, like overheard a couple like same whisper fighting, and we left. I said to Simon, I was like, if you ever spoke to me like that, ever. That would be it.
Yeah.
Like, in public like that is fucking insane.
Like, name calling. Like, calling her name. Like, I was like, no.
And same thing. I was in a situation where I'm like, I'm making eyes with this woman, like, girl.
Yeah.
Do you want me to take him down?
Yeah, totally. At one point, I was
about to say, I think we need a secret code, but I think there is one, actually.
Oh, there is one.
I just don't know it. Yeah, there's a few.
They didn't have beverage service or whatever, because I was thinking to myself, I was like, maybe I could write something on my phone. That's too obvious. I was trying to think of ways to be like, you know, anyways. And at one point I almost like took her hand because I was just like, again, I don't care what evil shit this woman has done. This is crazy. Like, you don't speak to people like this in public.
No,
like,
you don't be abused.
No, you don't. Where you're literally trapped and you can't do anything. And she was already feeling so terrible about Hannah. So then we land after this debacle. Then we land.
Oh my god.
And her phone like blows.
Shit. Fuck. Oh my god, can she get a break?
With all this stuff, and it's like all these text messages. I didn't look at them, but it was quite intense. And I think all of them were about the photos and how Hannah found the photos. And I don't know where they are or where the photos are or who Hannah is, but I was like, this is wild. This is so crazy.
Oh dear.
But I'm like, it took so, I was like, who the fuck is Hannah? And who, please.
Can we get Hannah on the line? Hannah, phone in.
Who is Hannah? If you're Hannah and you saw the photos, tell us what the hell happened. If you're Hannah
and you're 6.
Can you imagine? So then I talked to my friend who's a mom about this, and she was like, yeah, it's a child. And they saw some crazy shit in a photo. Like, that's what happened. Like, there's no way. I was like, wow. And then your dad is like a fucking asshole. Yeah. If a flight attendant hadn't come up, I probably would have intervened. Like, I at one point was like, what if I just offered to switch seats with her? Right? Yeah. Just to put like something in between. I was just like, but that's because like that man can't talk to me like that. You know what I mean? Like, if I were to like, no, he cannot.
And guess what? Hey, I'm crazier than you. So I can't remember where we were the other day. We were out in public. Simon and I were together, and someone had said something a touch on the rude side to me, and I was like, no, shutting it down. I can't even remember. That happens so often that I'm just like, nope. No. And we walked away, and Simon's like, wow, you really ruined that person's day. And I was like, well, because I'm a crazy person. I am a crazy bitch, and you are not welcome to speak to me or my people in any kind of way. Otherwise, I will serve it right back to you.
Yeah.
So sorry.
This is how I feel.
Actually, I'm not.
This is how I feel, and I don't mean to like compare you to a dog right now, but this is how I feel about people with their dogs out in public.
Yeah.
It's like you don't know if that other dog is crazy.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So
And
keep
guess
your
what?
dog.
I am.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think about this with Ollie all the time when people have their dogs off leash. I'm like,
Oh my God. We can't even get started on that. That's a whole other thing.
my dog is fine.
Which, by the way,
but,
I'll
like,
yell at you and your dog.
if you're crazy and you don't have, and your dog is crazy, I don't know that. that. So maybe Ollie might do a little something that pisses this dog off, and then he's being violently attacked.
And that's me.
And the same way that someone's saying something to you that they think is maybe fucking harmless or whatever, and you're violently attacking
I'm crazy.
them. Exactly.
And I'm a crazy person. So don't talk to me like that. I also think that too, but like, I don't think I look like I'm from here. You know?
Oh, yeah, no.
And so I think like other crazy people will try to shit with me. And then I'm like, no. I grew up in this city. We are from the same place. I can go just as crazy as you, man. Don't try me. Not today.
You and Jack come from the same stock.
Yeah. And it's violence. I'll go there real fast. I don't look like it. I might not dress like it anymore, but you sure as shit can believe that we grew up together, man. Anyway,
So those are my updates.
I love that. Crazy. You've been on quite the journey.
I've had on a wild few days.
Quite the journey. Well, shall we get to the question?
We'll get to the question. Phoebe.
Jacqueline.
Do you ever feel like sports? Okay, I went to a baseball game and I had this experience and I texted Phoebe and was like, we should do a podcast about sports.
I think that was my reaction at the time.
And you were like, fine. You were like, ugh, fine, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, did you play sports growing up? I want to know this.
So, okay. We played, we did everything. My parents put me in everything. But my first sport memory was I played soccer when I was like 4. Like little. There was a field in which I ran around in.
Right.
And our, what do you call it, sponsor, our jersey sponsor was Sun Canadian Pipeline. And that's like what it said on our jerseys. And so my Aunt Kelly was our soccer coach. I think my mom was the assistant coach. Organized the Capri Suns.
This shit that we do to women, I swear to fucking God.
Oh my God.
Like,
my God. Anyway. And my mom, she did it all too.
Yeah,
she did
I'm sure.
everything.
Yeah.
We would put our hands in the center and we go, Sun Canadian Pipeline. Think of it now and like that's a Simpsons bit. Like it's it's like go capitalism. Like,
oh my God, go environmental racism.
It's so, I think about it a lot. And so there's like all these photos of me as a child with Sun Canadian Pipeline on my jersey.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild.
So yeah, I played soccer, and then I think my parents tried to put me in baseball. Nothing ever lasted. Nothing ever took. Yeah. But my brother played baseball. He was quite good. He was part of the All-Stars team. And was like gonna go places, and then decided one day he was over it. My brother's really annoying that way. He's just good at everything that he tries.
Yeah.
Pisses me off. So anyway, that's about it. That was my soccer career was very short.
That's it? That's all the sports you played?
That's all the sports,
didn't
really.
You do gymnastics?
No, I danced. I danced a lot, and then I did track. I ran.
Okay. Those are all
in
sports.
School.
These motherfuckers out here that don't call dance
here's the
sport.
Thing. Yeah. And I did figure skating, which I know is, that's in the Olympics.
Sport. Yeah.
Once again, my brother and I were we were partners, and we were like started to compete, and we were both like, that's too much work.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. You were figure skating with Aiden. You guys were partners together. A little couple moment with Aiden. Oh my God, I'm obsessed. I have to see these photos. I have to see the costumes.
It was very short-lived. I don't even think we did a single, we were like, okay, now, because we like finished.
Yeah.
We were
Yeah.
good. I was a very good figure skater. I hated partner figure skating though, but that's like kind of the only way that you can in Canada at very least. Tessa Moyer, Tessa Virtue, Scott Moyer? No, I can't remember. I mix up their last names, but they're from, I think, Windsor, and that's where you go to skate in Southern Ontario.
And you love figure skating, right? Like
I fucking love figure skating.
You're obsessed.
Yeah.
I'm
obsessed.
Yeah. I love that.
So yeah, that was it. What did you do?
Well, I did all kinds of things. We played soccer too. My brother. Okay, so I always played sports. I really can't
imagine you play neither of you.
So like, I talk about this. Yeah, we talk about this often. That like my dad, he really tried. He tried.
Yeah.
To get us into sports, he really tried.
Yeah.
He really
Is your dad
tried.
a big sports guy?
Oh yeah, my dad went to Michigan on a swimming scholarship. Huge golfer, like very, very into the white man sports, right?
Yeah.
And was really into sports and really wanted us to be into sports. And like, there's a lot of reasons to have your children be in sports, right? Like, there's so many different reasons for it. Whether that's like self-esteem.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
I think it just
working
teaches
well.
you good. Yeah, like I don't like a sport, but if I had children, I would put them in a sport. You know?
Yeah, I think with me, especially if I had kids, and put them into sports, I think I could understand the kid component. But
totally.
The culture of parents and sports,
no.
What are we doing? I am out. I am out. Like, even being a nanny and like taking kids to hockey practice and sitting in bleachers, and I just like distanced myself so much.
Hockey is one that I think is crazy because like obviously that's very big here, and if you play hockey here, that's your life. Like, you can't just, like, maybe play hockey, like, casually. It's, like, 5 a.m. practices, like, 3 days a week.
Yeah.
And then, like, 6 a.m. practices the other 3 days a week. Like, it's insane. My brother really wanted to play. My mom was like, abso-fucking-lutely. Also, so expensive.
Oh, hockey is an incredibly expensive sport.
Expensive. My bestie, Sierra, her whole family, do you know this? Her whole family plays hockey.
Yeah.
It's so funny. That's what they do on Christmas.
I feel like that's just like what it is, especially there. Yeah.
Yeah, like if you do, I think hockey in particular, I would maybe say something similar to baseball. It's like a culture. Like, this is what we all go do. You know? My whole family, like my cousins still play baseball still. So like we'll still go to my grown adult cousins' baseball games in the summer.
Oh my God. That's nice.
Yeah,
that's nice. The thing, right? It like brings people together. Like, it's like a nice idea. But every time it's a nice idea. Okay, well, hold on. Just to go back really quickly to young Jacqueline and sports. So I come from, my siblings and I are artists. That's just like, that's just who we are. My sister danced, which is a fucking sport, and she did it for a long time. I danced as a kid too.
Okay, can I say something? I don't want my gymnastics. I don't want my figure skating. I don't want my dance. I don't want it to be a sport. You know, keep your fucking weird crap away from my art form. Like, it's athletic, but I don't want it to be a sport. So
I love that.
That's just a little, like, when people get all like huffy about it, I'm like, I don't want that energy around my beautiful art form.
Yeah, that's interesting. You know? Yeah, that's a really good point, because it's like, what is sport? Yeah. And like, what is athleticism? Right? Yeah. Those are two different things. Yeah. I was all in it as a child because I was just like, it was about acceptance, right? Like, oh, I do dance. So like, I do a sport because like doing sports is like the cool thing to do. And dance is like, you're a loser or whatever, right? And I always think that like, whenever I go and see dancers, I'm just like, this is wild. Like, the fact that football players have to take ballet means that like dance, like, these are like, dancers are some of the most incredible athletes. You know what I mean? Like,
truly.
It's crazy.
My favorite thing on planet Earth too is when like someone brings their like big muscly boyfriend to a reformer Pilates class, and I'm like, yo, bro, you gotta move slow or you're gonna yeet yourself off of this thing, and listen to me. And they don't, and they hurt themselves. Those are the only people I've ever seen hurt themselves in a Pilates class, are men that don't listen to me.
Yeah. And like men also go in and they're like incredibly surprised that it's as hard as it
Hard?
is. Yeah, exactly. Which is so wild. And I have many, let's just say, photos of me as a child sitting on a sports field, right? Like I participated in the event. I loved the costume, like, right? I love like,
theater. The theater of sports is wonderful.
It's wonderful. I was like, oh, everyone watching me. I could do anything I wanted to do right now on this field.
Yeah.
Most of the time I was sitting down, as was my brother. You think we were like, and that had its own, I guess, intensity in and of itself, right? The lack of caring. That's the thing that everybody is so put off of with Grady, right? It's like they don't know what to do with him because he doesn't care. You know what I mean? He's like so not invested.
I admire that so much because, and also you have a little bit of that, but I think that about you, and then you meet Grady, and I'm like, you're the source. Like please, can I take lessons? Can I study under this?
Oh,
like that is Siddhartha. You know, like this is Buddha. It's beautiful.
I have never met someone that is more apathetic to anything that they have no interest in, you know what I mean? And is totally fine with it, like just totally resolved.
Yeah, but that's the beautiful thing, because like I feel like sometimes like I'm like, oh, I'll make other people
perform, mask the thing of like yeah, no, not my brother. Beautiful. Not at all in any way, shape, or form. So anyways, and my dad really tried to get me into golf. So I would go and Grady would play. Okay. What is with golf?
What's with golf?
Okay. Apparently it's a very beautiful sport in the strategy of it all. Why does it take hours? Why does it take literal hours? Why does
in
it take
the blazing sun?
In the blazing sun. Yeah.
In the worst outfits that I have ever seen in my entire life. Let us return to whence we came. Where's the tartan?
Oh yeah.
Is golf like a? It's got to be like a Highland-esque kind of thing.
I definitely think.
Why is there grass here? You know.
I don't know. I don't know.
Why do we have grass here? No. I think that about people's lawns, let alone golf. You know.
I don't know.
Horrible for the environment. Golf.
Terrible for the environment.
I also just think too, like,
why is it 8 hours long? Why do you play golf forever? Why does it go on and on and on and on and on and on?
It's Father's Day on Sunday, and my brother and I were like, "What should we do?" And a thought I had, and this is as far as it's going. Dad, if you're listening, I know he's not. If you ever happen to listen to this podcast ever. I think about it. I'm not doing this. I was like, oh, maybe we should go play golf. And then I remembered that I love myself too much. Yeah. And I can't possibly send myself out into the wilderness with my father and my brother armed.
With weapons.
Don't arm me.
No.
Don't arm me.
No.
No one will come back.
No one will come back. So I would bring a book and I would sit on the golf cart. And that's what I would do when,
That's nice. I would just have tantrums.
Oh, I'm sure I did that as well. I remember bringing a book, right?
And then I would do theater. No one liked that.
No. Oh,
I did.
There's nothing better than like creating a scene on the golf cart.
Yeah.
Where are we? Yeah. Where are we going?
Oh,
what are we running into?
Golf cart. Oh. Like we like also I don't think we ever. I'm trying to think if any of the courses around here had a cart. We would go to there's a, what do you call it when you're just whacking balls?
Like a range.
What's that? That's hell.
Also, why do we have that? Why is it called that? Because like
I don't know.
About,
it's
like,
all
guns.
Horrible.
Yeah, it's all bad. Anyways.
We're fun. I just think it's okay. It's boring and ugly, and like, why aren't we, at least with other sports, which I'm sure we'll get to, there's some fucking theater involved. Golf is like, why are you talking to me in an athletic polo? Like, don't talk to me in like sport tech from Costco. Brad.
It's Brad. Yeah, Brad. And it's quiet. It's so quiet, which I kind of like, but it's just long.
But it's not pretty.
It takes forever. And I don't understand.
You're just seeing other men.
Yeah. And here's the thing, too, about golf. This is the thing.
This
I think
is the golf app. This is the We Hate Golf app.
No, what we're really saying is like we hate like white men, right? Like that's really what we're saying, right? I think
it was boring.
And whatever. Have your fun time. Golf is actually a very beautiful sport. My dad has taught me a lot about it. I don't understand. It's an excuse for these men to leave for 6+ hours on a Sunday and to leave their children with their wife and to have these long hobbies. Please explain to me why men and their hobbies get to be 5+ hours long. But seriously, like, and it's like, it's fine that like, a woman is going, I don't know, what are woman hobbies that are like shorter? Pilates. I don't know,
sewing
some type
class.
of class. Exactly. And it's 90
oh my God,
minutes
honestly,
tops.
I'm having this problem at both of the studios I teach at right now. I've never had this problem before with phones in class a ton. And people will say, oh, like, my kids or something like that. And I'm like, listen, I get it. I get it. You're just trying to carve out 45 minutes for yourself and you're trying to make sure that like you're holding down the fort. Yeah. But oh my God, we can't leave a woman alone for 45 minutes.
I know.
Like, holy shit. And it's like texting in class.
I know.
And I'm like, girl, why are you here then?
Yeah, what's the point? Exactly.
Like, what's the point? I will yell at this man for, you know what we should do? Give me your phones at the beginning of class. I'll answer it. So if you call your wife during Pilates, no, it's me on the other end of the phone.
What do you want, Brad? What do you
want, Brad? Do you have a question for me? Oh, that man will never ask you another question ever again. Oh,
you can't find this thing?
Yeah.
Oh my God, so annoying. That's what I remember. I just remember it being a long commitment of a day. I also was a cheerleader for a little bit.
You were a cheerleader?
Yeah.
What?
I was in middle school.
For what?
I also started a dance team at my first college too.
I started show choir at my school. And the Gay Straight Alliance as an ally.
Oh my God, I am obsessed. I'm obsessed.
Ally. Yeah.
Do you have so you have baseball in Canada, but are all this might be a stereotype, but I feel like Canadian sports are ice has to be involved.
Lacrosse is really big here.
Oh, really?
Lacrosse is a Canadian thing. I think ice just has to be involved because it's here for so long. And it's free too. If you have the public parks will take care of the pond rinks and stuff like that.
Oh, so, really?
Yeah. So do you not have, I guess you have just no public funding there at all. So never mind.
We do have parks that'll have a tennis court or some yeah. That'll be part of the park.
If there's, when I take you, you come here and there's water.
Yes.
When we go for a hike and all of the ponds and stuff like that, those all become rinks in the winter, and they'll all be taken care of. So I think it's just cheap, honestly.
Right.
But yeah, lacrosse is really big here. Baseball's quite big here too.
One of my favorite things I've ever done in Canada is sit in your parents' basement and watch the Super Bowl with them.
That's so funny. I wasn't there, by the way. I think that's an important. It was just you and my mom and my stepdad watching the Super Bowl.
Yes, it was fabulous. It was a fabulous time, and I was so enamored by how much your parents got into football, and cared about sport, the Super Bowl.
Okay. Actually, I am going to be a bit embarrassed. Football is huge in Hamilton. Really big in Hamilton. So we have a big stadium, Ticats Stadium. Sierra actually lives across the street from a couple. There's a couple of houses where they live.
Oh,
delightful.
Oh yeah.
They'll shovel or drive in the winter. It's lovely. And if you live in Hamilton, you are a Ticats fan. I couldn't tell you what the rules of football are. I've been to plenty of games. Simon also has some weird family ancestral ties to the Ticats. Like his like great grandfather was one of the coaches, and so his so his grandma's side of the family, or his mom's side of the family, has like their names in the stadium somewhere. So I've gone plenty of times.
Yeah.
No idea what's going on, but I love a hot dog, you know.
Okay.
I'm happy. Here's the thing about sports in general.
Yes.
I have no desire to watch them on television.
No.
Offer me a ticket to go and experience a crowd theater.
Uh-huh.
I love a show.
Uh-huh. It's a show. Exactly. It's a performance. There's costume, there's lighting, there's sound. We're trying to like create. We went to a baseball game. Jack loves baseball. I do love a baseball game for the fact that who doesn't want to look at baseball players? You know what I'm saying? Like what?
I think that's some of the best we're putting out there.
Baseball players.
Those pants.
Yeah.
Lunging, stretching.
So good.
What's it called when they stop to do stretches?
A break?
But they call it something. They're like, oh, we got to do this so that we got to do our lunges for everybody.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm always like using like theater terms. Like we were at the game. And Jack was like, okay, we're like taking like a pause. I was like, oh, it's intermission.
Intermission.
Like,
I know.
Yes, it's intermission.
I was watching, there was something on a bit ago where it was like a big family thing and the football was in the other room and it was winter. I think it was during the Grey Cup actually. And it was winter. And so they had these little like muffs, like little hand muffs. And I was like, oh my God, their costumes look amazing. And Simon's uncles were like not pleased with me calling
no, it's the best thing in the world.
The lycra and fur a costume. Like, okay, I'm fucking sorry.
Yeah, no, exactly. I love a baseball performance. I also love a basketball performance. I have to say, a basketball game is fun. Basketball games can be a good time.
They usually have cheerleaders.
Yes.
They usually, like, baseball doesn't have cheerleaders. No.
Yeah. There's like something about like basketball, I love a dance break. The performance, the dance break, the like, all of that. I'm so down for it. Also, exactly. You go to these things because you're going to eat like crappy food, which is part of the situation. You're going to eat like a little snack. You're going to have a little performance. Yeah. The only time that I'm ever like, oh my God, get me out of here is like when we're getting a little insane. These people at sporting events.
Well, I think that's why it's like a baseball crowd is a good crowd. Yeah. You know?
It's like
a football.
You
need
to crowd.
Mind your business, okay? We need to have a relax and we need to have a sit down.
Yeah. Basketball crowd can get kind of intense. I've only ever lived in like very big sports cities too. Yeah. Like I lived in Chicago, which is a huge sports city, and I lived Philadelphia's a huge sports city.
I think Philadelphia
burn things down. It's
that is a whole other thing. Like that is not a sports city. That is like a fucking religion. Like
it's a whole other thing. But I do find, and then also I've been to hockey games. People in the bleachers at hockey games. Bleachers, is that what they're called? The stadium at hockey games. What?
Hey, I don't know. Whatever.
Wild.
Because also hockey is like a weirdly aggressive sport for like no reason.
Okay,
like no reason.
Why? No reason. I mean,
why is like intermittent fighting like? I am the thing in that
all
sport.
For a combat moment. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm all for that. But
like the rip, it's so ridiculous. The like ripping off the helmets and then they like go. I'm like, girls, please.
This is the thing that I find so fascinating about the performance of sports. Like even at like if you're watching a rugby game or like any type of game where they try to like act like they're injured, like a soccer game where the players are like,
when they just lay on the field for a bit. Oh my God. My God.
Yeah, please, yeah. But sports are not theater, right? It's like, no. This man is just acting. He's literally just acting. Like to get
and like I'm dramatic. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, sure.
The lycra's not costumes. Sure. Yeah, exactly. Okay. This leads me to a little game I've created. Okay, so we're gonna rate the theatric scale of a sport between 1 and 10. So I'm going to give you a sport and you're going to tell me.
Oh my God, I just remembered something.
What?
I was on the rugby team in high school. I literally just remembered that.
High school sports and we have to get like that's a whole other thing.
I was put on the rugby team for because I was making fun of my PE teacher all the time, so she put me on the rugby team.
I can see you.
I did well. Because I'm crazy.
Because you're crazy.
I'm a crazy person.
Yes. Yeah.
I did well. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm just crazy. I'm not all that strong. I'm not all that fast. I just don't give a shit.
Tenacity. Just a tenacious little bitch.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I was like probably one of the smallest girls on the team too.
Wow.
But
I didn't do any sports in high school. But did you go to a high school where it was like, if you're into sports, you're over here. If you're into theater, you're over here. Like, what was the vibe?
I went to 2 different high schools.
Oh, right. Mm-hmm.
My first high school was very much like that.
Yeah.
The first high school I went to was very conservative, like very...
Kind of like stereotype high school.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The theater program was deeply underfunded.
Right.
It was very upsetting. And then the second high school I went to was like, you were cool if you were in theater.
Yeah.
And like sports was like, I didn't even know that sports was going on. Like sports was like the thing at one of my high schools where like everyone would go to like the thing, whatever the thing was. Water polo was really big at one of my high schools for some reason. And then
what the hell is water polo?
I think it's like
you're throwing things in the water?
I think it's like volleyball, but in the water.
Wow, really?
But I don't think that's right.
Okay. Great.
They wear like little hats? Question mark?
The only sport I know that happens in the water is like swimming, right? Or like water arobics. My mother was water aerobics.
I have a friend who was a synchronized swimmer.
That's what my mom did, synchronized swimming.
That's amazing. Yeah, I see that for Leslie.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry I interrupted you. What are we doing? What's our game?
Let us rate some sports theatrics.
Okay.
So I don't have that. Okay, so we've touched on a couple of these. Tennis. Scale of 1 to 10 for theatrics.
How theatrical it is?
How much theater is in tennis in the scale?
The grunting is pretty insane. I like that. Mm-hmm. I like that a lot.
Tennis is a really sexy sport. And I don't just say that because I watched that fucking movie with what's-her-face? Challengers.
I have not seen that.
It's good. You should watch it. Yeah.
I've told you about the time that I really didn't want to play tennis, and then I walked on over to the court where my tennis lesson was, and I saw my instructor, and I was like, I love tennis. Yeah. We could also rate this on horniness as well.
I realized when I was doing this scale, I was like, theater, which really means gay, which really means horniness.
Sex.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Is really what we're doing here. Exactly.
Okay, tennis, you know what? I would still only maybe put it around like a 7 or an 8. I think the huffin' and puffin' kind of puts it over there. Yeah. But it doesn't have fireworks. It doesn't have dance, and it doesn't have music. So I think that's I'm putting it around, I think a 7. I feel pretty solid.
Okay. I think I would put it at like a 5 or 6 on the scale. Yeah. Uh-huh. I mean, a crisp white,
Skirts.
Skirts.
A skort. Who doesn't love
the thing.
Skort?
I love a tennis skort, but a golf skort, you lose me. I don't know what the difference is, but there's a difference.
You know what? Yeah, vibes. Yeah. I don't like it. I don't like it.
No idea what the difference is. Okay, that's tennis. Rugby.
5.
A 5? Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Piles of people brings it down for me.
Okay. All right.
You know what? Because what's our scale here? We're saying theatrics. The very gay to be in a pile of men, but it's not very sexy. No. So it's a 5. You know what I mean?
I've only ever seen rugby
played by women.
No.
Oh.
I haven't seen that. That's interesting. I do think one of the best games, like sporting events I've ever been to is a women's basketball game. Slay. But I've never seen piles. What do you mean piles? What's happening with piles?
They like get on top of you, like in football.
Oh. And that's part of the sport? Or is that just like,
It's just, yeah, something we're doing.
I've only ever seen the, like, where they grab them by the shorts. Where these men are, like, pulling each other up with sports. And that feels quite theatrical to me.
Okay.
I would say a 7. I'd say a 7 or an 8 for rugby. For rugby.
There's a lot of chanting, too. Like, my dad's Australian, right? So we watch a lot of rugby and we watched a lot of cricket. There's a lot of songs.
Okay, it's really going up for me now. I think it's an 8. 8 or 9. Whatever.
I'm going to put it at a 7.
With 7? Okay.
I'll put it at a 7 with the songs. I forgot about the songs.
Okay.
Because if you're in the crowd chanting.
Oh. Even
like
soccer. Soccer's like that, yeah, right?
Ole, ole. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Call and response. We love it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, baseball. 1 to 10.
8. The little pants. But once again, like, I think what's really, we'll get there, but no fireworks.
Oh, there's fireworks in the U.S. baseball games.
Okay, also, this is the other thing we didn't really talk about. American sports versus the rest of the world. You guys are fucking nuts.
Yeah.
You guys are fucking nuts. I went to a college football game with my father once, and I was scared for my life.
Yeah.
Every 5 seconds, fireworks were going off. Like, someone, like, we take 5 steps, the girls come out, shaking it to Shakira, like, some choreography goes on, fireworks, and everyone's like, what the fuck? I have no idea what just happened. I have literally no idea. I don't know who's winning, what's going on, what I'm cheering for. I'll get up. I'll clap.
Yeah.
You guys are mad. We just, like, simply don't have that same level of...
We went to a baseball game, and, like, anytime there was, like, God, what's it called? A
home run?
Home run. There was fireworks. Why are we just doing fireworks? Why are we doing that? Like, it's something you should just do. Like, that's wild.
Okay, we just had Victoria Day here, so the fireworks are out and about. Why are you allowed to just do that in the street? Like, I can understand, like, a licensed professional with, like,
I don't even
organizing
understand that
things.
either.
I don't like it.
No.
I can understand it. Why is Joe Schmo from down the corner around the block
allowed to blow things up in the
blowing
street?
stuff up with his 6-year-old?
Yeah. I remember my dad trying to make fireworks fun as a child, and me being like,
No.
This is dangerous.
I don't like it. I don't like it. We don't have the same level of fireworking here, though.
It's wild.
I think it's just because America's so oppressed. You're just oppressing everybody that, like, these small little ways, and I'm not saying that Canada's perfect. Oh. But I just think there's these small little, like, they're like, look, something shiny over there. So I can keep oppressing you further.
Also,
just a thought.
Violence. The violence of the fireworks just inherently in our culture, like, in our thing. Like, we're just loud over here. It's just loudness. Okay, so baseball, I think we're at a high theatrics, honestly, because also, I don't know if every sport has this, but mascots, some person in an animal costume. I feel like that happens at baseball, basketball.
You're right. Yeah. Yeah, I'd still put it a solid 8 for me.
Okay, 8.
Though.
All right. Hockey.
Because of the outfits. Hockey, like, theatrics. I don't even want to give them the
satisfaction.
Like, I kind of want to call it a 2, to be honest, because I think hockey could be doing so much more.
Yeah.
To be, like, one, knock it off. The level of anger that's happening in hockey, I don't appreciate.
Is wild, yeah.
In the crowd, as well, right? As we've discussed, I want to put it like you know what, a 4, because you're pissing me off.
We have notes.
But you don't get the honor. You don't get the honor. You're getting demoted because of your general vibes, and I don't like it. The men here, though, that play hockey, oh my God, the haircuts. It's a whole thing here. You have, like, a hockey haircut. You have a hockey mustache. You have an accent. You have a hockey accent if you play hockey here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing.
But I'm not giving you the pleasure of theatrics. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I hear you on that. Yeah, I think it's a pretty theatrical sport.
You think it's a very theatrical sport?
I do think it's very theatrical, because I think sports started with us watching people kill each other, and I think that hockey is the closest thing that replicates that. And I think the drama and theatrics of, like, you know, going to the, I don't know, we were just talking about the Roman Empire, you know, a couple episodes ago, right?
Going to the Colosseum.
Going to the Colosseum and watching people do that. I think it's the closest thing that we have. Besides, I don't know. I've never been to like a bullfighting thing, for example.
I was going to say, I think actually the answer here is everything's a 10, because if that is your point, like lubing each other up, greasing each other up, and scrambling in the heat.
Yeah.
Okay, 10.
They're all 10s then. Yeah.
But I think you're getting, it's cold. I just my perception of hockey is low.
Yes, I understand. We don't have time to get into this, but I also wanted to talk about the economics of sports, but we'll move on. These sports players, especially in America, why are you making so much money? No.
Oh.
Here.
Okay.
Why are you making so much money?
You make so much money, but for a very small amount of time, and then we absolutely leave people destitute.
Yes.
Like,
that's true. That is true. To have like an actual, like career is like to be like you're the fact that you were a famous football player, and then you get contracts with brands and like all of that. And that's the only thing that keeps you, you know, lucrative or whatever, or keeps like business good. But yeah, it's really, I also find it like all of the trading and the how we move people around.
I don't
teams,
understand
like,
any of that.
And I also find it to be a bit gross. I'm like, these are people. Yeah. Why are we trading humans?
I don't understand.
Where does this come from? And it's reason anyone knows anyone about this that's listening. If
right in,
let us know. None of you are probably gonna know, because you're probably like us. But
you're like us and gay. But
how does this work? How does this work, and why does it work this way? What's the origin of like moving people around sports teams?
I don't know.
All right,
is that it? I think the biggest takeaway is sports are gay.
Oh, yeah. And sports are about sex. Sports are about us being gross humans. Like, that's what sports is. You know?
And I think the more that we embrace that, the more sports I can enjoy. This pretense of, I don't even know.
You're a child, and sports is about getting along, right? You grow up, sports is about sex.
Well, I also just think that, like, the lessons that we teach children are, like, not the lessons that we're, like, applying to the world.
No.
So that's something I think about a lot. My friend Robin says this all the time, but it's like the first thing you learn as a kid is how to share. And look at the mess that we're in the world right now. Is anyone sharing? I don't think so.
That is right. These kids must be so confused. Like, oh, I'm supposed to pass the ball in a field, but then I come home or I'm in like whatever, and the world I live in doesn't want to pass the ball. Yeah, totally.
Yep.
Ugh.
I know.
That's awful. Okay.
I know. Anyway, is this a nice light? Honestly, I'm proud of us for keeping it light today, because
we tried. Yeah. I think as an adult, I would really love to take up a sport.
I've been trying to play tennis for years, and no one will play with me.
Oh, wow.
I want to play tennis.
Should we play tennis?
I'd love to play tennis, but also it's very expensive. Like, I thought, I'll join. Like, I wanted to take tennis lessons, but if you want to take tennis lessons, then you have to join the club. But if you join, like, I have to commit to something. I don't even know if I like it.
Oh, you have to like buy a package of a
tomorrow.
Thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to cost me like basically like almost $1,000 by the end of it. So I was like, what? I just want to go whiffle a racket around. I don't know what I'm doing. I have terrible hand-eye coordination.
Aren't there like public tennis courts at like
those ones? The tennis courts there are. That's the club that I'm talking about. But there's like lots of public courts, but I don't have anyone to play with. Actually, did I tell you this a bit ago? I got this. If you were this person, write it. I never responded. I got a text a bit ago, like a couple of weeks ago, that said, "Hey, are you playing tennis tomorrow?" And I had no idea what this number was or who it was from. And I was like, does someone know that I wanted to play tennis so bad? Isn't that
this
funny?
Is your tennis best friend who just like wrote you.
I know,
you gotta respond.
But I have no idea who it was. Well, I think I deleted the text message. If I get a text from a number I don't have. I'm sorry, I'm deleting that.
I got a bunch of birthday ones, and I was like, I don't know who this is anymore. Goodbye.
Exactly.
Get out of my phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're nice.
Let me know.
We're two pleasant gals.
What sport you think I should take up? Sporting people. What sport you think of when you think of Jacqueline?
I really could see you playing tennis. You have the bob for it.
I do. I do have the bob.
You have
Blonde.
the bob for it. And you have the bitchy attitude for it. Well, thanks for listening. If you want to hang out with us, we're going to take a break in the summer at some point. I'm not really sure when. I think probably August. But we have Idea Camp coming up starting, I think it's July 6th, whatever that Sunday is, that first week of July. So if you're wanting to make something, maybe it's a podcast like this, maybe it's, I don't know, your novel, a sales page, a workshop idea, you're working on something and you'd like to come hang out with us for 6 weeks. It's going to be fun. There's going to be fun games. It's going to be just like going to camp. We won't make you play tennis. Only if your heart desires.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like we've designed a fun and game situation for you to be able to make your stuff. So I'm really excited for it. Been watching The Parent Trap for inspiration.
It's going to be a good time. There's going to be us gathering. There's also going to be, you going out in the world and doing things for your thing. There's going to be challenges. There's going to be treats.
Yep. Money, cash. Anyway, check it out. That'll be below. And I think that's it.
That's
it from us. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.